Most people don't stay broke because they fail. They stay broke because they get too comfortable. Not luxury comfortable, not rich comfortable, just comfortable enough to stop pushing themselves without ever feeling free. That's the comfort ceiling. And it's one of the most powerful forces keeping people poor. This isn't a motivation video. This is not about grinding harder or sacrificing everything. It's about the invisible ceiling that people hit once life feels okay. Bills are paid. Your stress is manageable. Nothing feels urgent. And that's exactly when progress quietly dies off. If you've ever felt like your financial life stalled for no obvious reason, this video will probably explain why. Quick disclaimer though, as always, before we get started or go any further, this video is for educational purposes and entertainment purposes only. My name is Eric. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Just a guy here talking to his phone for all of your pleasure and enjoyment. I'm sharing personal experience and observations about money. Always do your own research and consult with a qualified professional for your specific situations. Now, for context, I am an active duty military member. I'm an officer in the military. I invest long term. I run multiple side businesses from home and e-commerce type things. I've watched the ceiling show up at every single income level that I've approached, and seen it from people struggling to people earning six figures and more. It almost always looks the same, regardless of what the income level is. Progress needs urgency, not panic, not fear. Urgency. When life feels uncomfortable, what do? You move, you learn, you adapt. But when life becomes fine, action slows, right? You stop optimizing, you stop questioning, you stop building. The danger zone isn't poverty, it's relief. Relief tells your brain, we're safe now. Don't risk this. It's not worth it. Here's how the comfort ceiling forms, and it's quiet. Step 1, your income improves. Step 2, your stress drops. Step 3, your habits solidify. The rent feels manageable. The car payment feels justified. The lifestyle feels earned and deserved. Then months turn into years. You're not failing, but you're not advancing either. This is where people confuse stability with actual progress. Stability feels good, right? Of course it does. Progress feels uncomfortable. Guess which one most people choose? I've watched this play out constantly, especially in the military. Same rank, same pay, same benefits. One person keeps their life lean, the other upgrades just enough as they work through their promotions. Nothing reckless, nothing flashy, but 5 years later, one person has options. The other is stuck defending their lifestyle. What shocked me wasn't income, it was momentum. Comfort froze one path, discipline compounded the other path. Comfort doesn't just affect somebody's behavior, it affects identity. You stop seeing yourself as a builder and you start seeing yourself as a maintainer. Your goals, they shift from how do I get ahead to how do I not mess this up? That's a subtle but deadly shift, and a lot of people don't even realize it. Builders will tolerate discomfort. Maintainers are going to avoid it, and avoiding discomfort is very expensive, stretched out over decades. Here's the wild part. Once people hit that comfort ceiling, they defend it. They criticize risk. They mock ambition. They call growth greed. Not because they're bad people, but because growth threatens their own personal sense of safety. That ceiling becomes no longer a ceiling anymore. It becomes a cage, and that cage starts feeling familiar. Comfort doesn't cost you money up front. It costs you time, missed investments, missed learning, missed optionality, years where compounding could have worked in your favor, but it didn't. And by the time people actually feel that cost, the bill is massive. That's why midlife financial panic is so common, especially here in America. It's not because people failed, but because comfort quietly delayed action and it snuck up on them. Here's the honest question, no judgment, just awareness. Are your financial decisions based on comfort or direction? Comfort asks, does this keep things easy? And a lot of people want that. Direction asks, does this move me forward? Most people answer comfort by default without even realizing there was another choice. Comfort isn't evil. Staying there too long is. And growth always feels awkward before it feels normal. If nothing in your financial life feels slightly uncomfortable, that might be the warning sign early on, and you need to recognize it. If this video hit close to home for you, though, I promise you're not alone. I break down realistic money systems, investing timelines, wealth psychology here without hype. Subscribe if you're trying to build money that buys you freedom. We're a new channel here. We're just building, and we are off to a great start here. The next video, I'm going to explain why the middle class gets trapped financially. I'll see you there.